So over the past year, or even the, past months even, there's been quite a lot of news surrounding Glitch Productions. The funny indie show with the sad jester girl and killer robot and I don't know. But yeah, there's been quite a lot of news surrounding that, and I suppose just as like a little helpful guide, to get, maybe there's going to be quite a lot of new fans rolling in soon thanks to the release of Amazon Murder Drones on Amazon Prime, and probably a lot more shows after that. There's going to be a big old rave of new fans. So, I'm going to capitalize on that. So, or maybe just you experienced fans who need a refresher. Here's everything that you might ever need to know about the current state of Glitch Productions. Okay, so we're gonna talk shows-wise first. Let's start out with dead meat, shall we? The things that we know for a fact that aren't going to happen. So we're talking, like, continuations of, I don't know, Meta Runner, Sons of Paradise, or really a season 2 of anything. It's highly unlikely. I know everyone in the Murder Drones community begs and wants a season 2. And although I do think a season 2 would be really cool, as well, not only is it my favourite Glitch show, but it would help really expand the story after the kind of disappointment that was the finale. I do think it would be really cool, and I can see the vision. I can see the reason why fans could want that. But we've said many times, it's not happening. They've basically bluntly said it themselves. Remember all of that old thing saying like, oh, we're not continuing the shows because the creators didn't want that. And then a bunch of like images saying farewell Murder Drones and stuff like that. Do you really think they were fucking with us the whole time? Do you really think that they're gonna be working on a second Murder Drone season, even though they're working on 4 shows at once? Matt and me may be working 4 shows at once. You have to understand, Glitch has a limited number of staff. They couldn't do that. So yeah, basically any sequels to anything is, well, not happening. So we can chuck that out the window. Also, oh, and here's another thing that we're almost definitely never going to get. Ultra Jump Mania, Episode 2. Who remembers Ultra Jump Mania? The answer is no one does, because it got fucking cancelled. I'm actually making a video on it right now. It's in the works currently. So, look forward to that. But to summarize, it was a spin-off of Meta Runner that starred Theo as the main character, the coconut fucker. And, it was very, very mediocre. I couldn't see much potential for it in becoming, a full show. And I think Glitch recognized that as well, so they never made a second episode. They were planned to be 6, I think. But they never made a second episode, so it's safe to assume it's been very quietly cancelled after not getting, another episode in like 5 years now. The last episode I think was in 2020. Yeah. Okay, so on to the real stuff that actually is going to happen. Digital Circus episode 5. This is the main juicy one. I'm gonna be blatantly obvious with you. No matter how many clickbait thumbnails you see, or people saying, guys, it's coming, or how many fake Gooseworks tweets you see, we don't know. I'm gonna state the facts. We don't know. We don't know when Digital Circus episode 5 is coming out. We just don't know. We have no idea. Glitch have basically just said, yup, we're working on it, and left it at that. Which is nice, I suppose. It's nice that we got anything at all, but... And now let me reassure you, I am no Digital Circus diehard. I have my own issues with the show. It is beyond not perfect. Same with basically every Glitch show. I can outline a few things that I really don't like about each one. Even Murder Drones, I have a lot of problems with. All of Glitch's shows are no way perfect shows. So, yeah. But enough about my stupid opinions on Digital Circus. We don't know when episode 5 is coming out. And who knows, maybe it might be announced a couple days after this video comes out. This is not the first time that's happened. But yeah, we don't know. Let's leave it at that. Let's talk Knights of the Geoniverse for one moment. Geoniverse? Jonaverse? Geoniverse? I don't know how you say it, but maybe I'm just stupid, but I don't know how you say it. You know, when it was first announced, I was diagnosed with not giving a shit about Knights of the Geoniverse. I thought it was terminal. But turns out the more I look at Google Images and the more I watch the trailer, the more shits I start to give about it. So yeah, I really didn't care about Knights when I first saw it. I didn't care that it was made by the guy who made the Owl House. I mean, at least I knew that it was in the hands of someone who knew what they were doing. I guess that was the most it got out of me, but apart from that, I didn't really care. Maybe that's because I never watched the Owl House. I haven't watched a lot of mainstream... I haven't watched a lot of Disney shows. I never really did. I was a Cartoon Network person myself. But, besides Gravity Falls, that was always a classic. But, yeah, I never really watched a lot of that. So I guess it's cool for Owl House fans. And I guess we can guarantee that Owl House diehards will be watching this one. So I guess we can sort of guarantee a bit of publicity and guarantee a bit of instant success. So that's nice. And they say they're hoping to get it out by 2025. So yeah, that's something. We've had a few bits of official art posted on Reddit over the past few days. I don't know where it came from, but it's claiming to be official, and they do look nice. I'll give it that. But apart from that, we haven't really gotten any updates on it besides it being featured and a lot more of Glitch just saying, oh yep, it's coming guys. And I'm sure they can't wait to shadow drop a trailer on a random Friday. That's gonna be cool. Anyways, let's move on to something else. Something that we know something that we know even less information on. Why not? That is Final Project, Glitch's new merch manufacturer. The guys responsible for getting Murder Drones and Digital Circus into Hot Topics and Best Buys and GameStops worldwide. Or in America, because they're all American things, except for the Hot Topic in London, which I am going to be going to soon. Yippee. Yeah, they really haven't done a whole lot with Final Project since it was released and announced. You would always figure, from the way they built it up in that one Rising Tides video, that they would do a whole lot more with it. Like, this was going to be the new thing, they were going to put it over everything. And I mean, they did do the put it over everything thing, because all of the merchandise now has the... Hang on, I've got my Murder Drones Animes box here. Yeah, you can see right there, Final Project. They put their logo over all of the merch. Made new merch for all of the things, collaborated with Lackadaisy, that's about it. That's really all they've done since they were created. I don't know if they're working to collaborate. Their whole thing was that they were going to collaborate with more indie shows to try and get some merch for them. But as far as I know, that never really happened outside of Lackadaisy. Their website hasn't been updated since it was announced, and it kind of just feels like they might have scrapped it, unless they're really working behind the scenes to try and get something out, new merch out for an unspecified pilot / show. But yeah, I'm just kind of disappointed that they didn't do a whole lot more with it, because the idea had so much potential. You could have collaborated with so many people, but we haven't really seen a whole lot of it, and that's kind of sad to me. So yeah, hope they do more of it in the future, Glitch. Do it. Now let's talk about something we know a lot more information on. The multi-licensing Amazon deal. This was announced alongside Murder Drones officially coming to Amazon Prime. Now, from what we know, all of Glitch's future shows, I'm not sure if we're counting Digital Circus, is coming to Amazon Prime. In part of a deal where Glitch would put all of their future shows on Amazon, and in return, Amazon gives Glitch a whole stack of Amazon cash. It's debatable whether or not this makes Glitch indie anymore. It's the only thing really calling them indie now is kind of the textbook definition of what indie means. There's not really a whole, apart from that, there's not really a whole lot of saying about Glitch is an indie animation studio, which I do think is a bit discouraging to a lot of indie animation creators, as they're not gonna have, they're the indie animation guys in today's day and age. We're long past the hells of Vivzy Pop. They are the indie animation guys today, and indie animation people are gonna go see that and say, well, I don't have Amazon funding. How am I supposed to do that? So I think that's a bit weird, but other than that, I guess it's good for the company, and I guess it's good for the shows. So, look here. So, yeah, more shows in the future, all of the shows, so that probably means Nights is gonna come to Amazon Prime, probably the Gaslight District as well. That's all we know. I'm not entirely sure whether or not Digital Circus will come to it is still entirely up in the air. I mean, it's on Netflix, but we're not sure if it's restricted to just Netflix or if it can come to Amazon Prime as well. We'll see. We really don't know at this point. Now, new merchandise, specifically new Digital Circus merchandise. Now, as you know, as established in that Digital Circus merch video, Digital Circus is getting new merchandise all the fucking time. Like, you genuinely can't escape it, especially if you're in Japan. That blue-red Jester bastard is literally everywhere, especially in Japan. So that's why there's new merch coming out all the time. But a little something that perked my interest were these little minifigures made by this company. I forgot their name. I came across them whilst researching for my Digital Circus merch video. Again, I'll mention that as many times as I please. But, yeah, they look really good for what they are. They look something along the lines of the main character series of Murder Drones, you know. They look something along the lines of the Animinies. I mean, besides from them probably being cheaper, I don't see why there's any reason to get them other than just compared to the Animinies. But I don't know, they're neat. I like them. They're cool. I'm content with their existence. I have nothing against them. I'm just gonna quickly mention the Digital Circus manga. Yeah, not a lot of people talk about it. I might make a dedicated video to it myself. But, you can read all of the manga just on the publisher's website. I think that's really cool. Most people watching this, and pretty much all people watching this, will not speak Japanese. But trust me, if you've watched the show, just by looking at the pictures, you can tell what's going on here. I think it's really neat. I think it's really good. It's published by CoroCoro, who are the guys who published my GOAT, Super Mario Khan. Let's go. So yeah, check it out if you can. It's quite cool. I'll give it that. It's very neat. That's exactly what it is. It's very neat. That's exactly how I feel about it. So yeah, that's basically all of the stuff. That's a quick summarized recap of all of the things that we know about Glitch right now, released publicly. Yeah, that's basically everything that we know about the show. Or that's basically all the things we know about Glitch Productions as of now. I hope this helped. It was very brief, but I aim to summarize. So, yeah. But But there is one little thing I'd like to show before we've gone. Because I don't have any way to transition into this. Transition!
Have you ever wanted me in your own home? Well, tough shit. Until we invent cloning, that's not gonna happen. But I do happen to have the closest thing that we can get to that as of now. Introducing brand new Your Local YouTuber merchandise. That's right, we've used the power of art, not generated by AI, who would have thought, to create some brand new Your Local YouTuber products. It's a brand new website, complete with, new art and stuff. New products, some returning, some completely brand new, like this sleek t-shirt design. And of course we have some iconic returning ones, like the Your Local YouTuber mug, which has received a bit of a touch-up. And of course the iconic modern internet warfare beanie, who, almost every single person I know in real life owns this beanie, so you are not a true British gang rep until you own this beanie. And of course, we have the crown jewel of the entire collection, the Your Local YouTuber Issue 1 hoodie, with lovely artwork designed by the amazing Talon and Tails, who draws a lot of the artwork for this channel and my comic thing. Yeah, it's amazing. It has a bunch of iconic Your Local YouTuber scenes turned into comic panels, and it has a big old thing of me on the back and the front. This is amazing. This is the peak of merchandise. This is basically like having God in your own home. Don't you want God in your own home? You should. So, you should buy it, and you'll be supporting the channel by doing it. And allows me to do crazier things, so who knows, maybe we could be sitting at a Your Local YouTuber live musical production, if I know 10,000 people buy the hoodie or something. Yeah, that'd be sweet, go fund that. Anyways, yeah, new merch is epic, go buy it now, thanks for watching the video, bye.